Built in 1969, located in Delaware, you're here at the Monster Mile Dover Motor Speedway for DES Truck Series race number 5. Bryce, how you doing today, buddy?
Hey Logan, doing good. Happy to be here in the booth again with you and looking forward to some good racing here at Dover.
As am I. This is Logan Threlkel doing the lead production here. We're next to Bryce Todriff for week number 2 in a row. Glad to have you back, buddy. We had a good time last week. Watched Eldon Stewart take the win. And unfortunately, not able to make it this week. So we will have a new winner this week. Got a couple new guys that are actually starting out here with us. I believe this will be their first race. As we get through the grid, I'll try to mention who those people are. But a lot of familiar names tonight. It's going to be some good racing. Watching these guys in practice, it's going to go one way or the other here. I'm not too sure which way, but we'll just have to figure that out as we go. But in other news, tonight we had the Saw Wall 100, named after one of our drivers here in this league. Told me he wanted to go ahead and put his name on this, claiming that he will be in contact with the inside wall at one point. So that wall on the inside of this racetrack is named after him. We'll see how he does with that. 100 laps, 100 miles tonight here at Dover. Got a pit road speed of 35 miles an hour, unlimited tire sets available, 2 green wide checkered attempts, 100% fuel load, standard iRacing fixed setup, and a pace speed of 45 miles an hour tonight. 100 laps here at Dover. What are you thinking, Bryce?
I'm just really thinking that this track's tough to drive. It's a lot of fun if you get it down right, but there's a lot of guys in here that are wild cards, to be frank, and we'll see how this ends. I just hope for some long green flag runs and some real strategy to be put in place.
Yeah, it'll be pretty fun to watch these guys, taking on pits at different times. We see a couple of these guys in here that really focus on pit strategy. Cody Anderson in the 42, he's good about that. His teammate also unable to make it tonight, TJ Peters. So it'll be interesting to see how he runs without having Eldon and TJ typically working with him on racetracks specifically like this. Well, really all of them, but Cody out there solo this afternoon. But he should fare all right. He looked pretty good in practice, and it'll be an interesting race for all these guys, that's for sure. Got no problems thinking that. So we've got race trucks on the track now. Let's go through our grid here. Starting on the pole position, Jordan Trask in the 24, next to Todd Perron, sorry. I will always mess that up. Behind them, Cody Anderson in the 42, next to Ryan Engel. Jamie Howell and Con Campbell in that third row. Damon O'Brien in the 00, sporting a new finish today. Boston Bruins paint scheme on that truck. Next to Joseph Thompson. I believe Boston won today, so good for them, even though I'm not a fan. Michael Jones in the 2 car, next to Jeff Lyden in that 5th row.
Yep, and starting in 11th is our very own Brent Thompson in the 45 with Mark Holloway on the outside, David Courtwright, Thomas Long, and Sam Stefanidis.
Already
it looks like we're wrecking
on the
already.
backstretch. We'll take that down for just a second and go back to this and see what's happened here. Not too sure who that was back there. No, it's on the backstretch here. Is that the 8 car back there? Am I right about that? I may be incorrect about that car number. Everything happens so quickly. Not even 2 laps into it. 2 and the 8 car. Let's take a look. Oh, collected quite a few. Brent Thompson in the wall there. Got the 6 car. That would be... Oh, Jeff Lyden. Jeff Lyden, Michael Jones starting that one out. Eventually collected Brent Thompson in that mix as well. There was one other car that I did not catch who that was. But first caution of the night, lap 2. Not off to the best start. You know, Dover, like you said, is a tough track. These guys have been really great in these trucks since the series started, and I'm surprised to see a caution that early. Typically, they're a bit smarter about, when to push. And I don't know if he got loose there or what happened. We'll have a chance to check that out after the race.
Yeah, I went back and looked at it, and I think that the 6 car just thought he was clear and just came across the nose of the 2, and that's unfortunate. Like you said, we got 99 laps left at that point, and I'd like to see some patience exercised here at this race.
Patience is going to be key here tonight. You don't want to push it too hard and have an incident like that, but it's racing, it's Dover. Short tracks are always a challenge, and if you don't have a whole lot of practice on them, then it's really going to put you to your paces. I know before you had joined in here, you had mentioned to me that you're wanting to turn some laps just because you haven't been on this track yet. How'd that go for you?
Right.
How was that truck handling out there?
I think these guys are feeling it right now. Cold tires, it's going to be extremely free in the corners. But then once they heat up, this track is fun. Yeah, I mean you're only dropping down to 90%, 80% throttle in the corners, and it is fast. Everything comes at you fast. So hearing you say short track racing, yes, it's short track racing, but it does not feel like it when you're in the cockpit.
Yeah, absolutely. They call it the Monster Mile for a reason, and it shows itself throughout the race. One thing I forgot to mention here in the truck series, they do have one fast repair, so we've got a couple guys using that up already. They're going to have to be extra cautious for the remaining 96 laps. Do not want to have to pull back into the pit and take any time to get repairs done. Michael Campbell already 2 laps down. Jeff Lydon 3 laps down from that, so a little bit of a tow time there for them. Weren't able to make it back to the pits, but Brent Thompson able to stay out on the lead lap as well as Michael Jones. Good for them to keep themselves in this race. There will be opportunities for Michael Campbell and Jeff Lydon to work their way back to the lead lap as long as they can stay on the track. Lucky Dog is always an option for them. We'll see that in play, I'm sure, quite often in this race today, just by how we're already starting out here. But they could surprise me, and maybe we'll see a long green flag run once these guys kind of get settled into their groove. Wanted to mention a couple of the new members here tonight. We've got a Mark Holloway in the 56. I'm not familiar with that name. Glad to have him here. I believe Thomas Long has been in the league. I'm not sure if he's been in any of the races just yet. Behind him, San Stefanides, I believe is how that's pronounced. Michael Mueller. And I think that is it. I may be missing one more. I believe Joseph Thompson up here in the 21. He's been here once before, but good to see some new faces in here, adding some depth to this field. Starting out with 19 cars today, so looking pretty good. Let's see if we can finish with that same number towards the end of this race. Should be coming around turn 3 and 4 to the green flag any second now. We'll see if they can put something together here. Like Jordan's got himself a new paint scheme this week. I don't recall him having the Budweiser truck.
Yeah, a lot of new paints in the league today. Same with the 69 car on the outside row there. He usually runs a different scheme as well, so maybe it's alternate week here at Dover.
Maybe so, and we are green flag running. Jordan off to a great leap. Doing a good job of putting some space between him and Todd. Make sure you can get a clean entrance and exit into turn 1 and out of 2. A little bit of 3 wide action back there in the back. I'm not sure what is going on with Jordan here, but we're going to have Todd Perron taking the lead on this one. Cody Anderson behind him, and Ryan Engel bringing up the 3rd position.
Yeah, that's interesting to see the 24 dive into the pits. He's got to have something catastrophic.
I'm not too sure what it could be. He wasn't caught up in anything unless he maybe tagged a wall after that caution. Really, he wouldn't already be pulling in for tires, but I could be wrong.
Maybe he just wants to be the back. I guess we'll see how that plays out.
Seems everybody's kind of single filing out, not a whole lot of battling going on. We got Sam back here in the 66. He's trying to get up to the back door of Damon O'Brien, who's close behind the 56 of Mark Holloway. Sure, we'll see him start to make a move at some point on that. Holloway on the back door of Joe Thompson. It's a little bit closer than what it appears. A couple of these drivers separated by less than 0.2 of a second at the moment, so not too bad of driving going on. Everybody's staying on the track at the time. Now, week to week, I preach about the weather and tire saving. Tonight, pretty cool here at Dover. 69 degrees on the track. I believe it only came up 2 degrees from the qualifying and practice sessions. So it shouldn't change too much, but as this race goes on, track will get a little bit hotter. I'm sure it won't be anything too crazy that these guys can't handle. I believe that was Brent Thompson there around the bottom of the track on the apron. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but he is now a lap down.
Yeah, I saw him coming through pit road, and then followed by Jordan Tross coming out of the pits as well. So,
and Jordan's now 4 laps down. Not sure what happened to him. He was in pit lane for almost a minute and a half there, but I don't show a pit box time. That's quite odd to see that, but we'll hop back up here to the leaders. We've got Cody Anderson making a move on the inside of Todd Perron, clears him, and he's going to be our new leader here.
Business as usual for that 42 truck.
That 42 truck, he is fast, man. These short tracks are his forte. He loves these trucks. He doesn't spend a whole lot of time in them, but he sure is good at them. We'll give him that. We've got a caution out on the track, though. I'm not sure what's gone on here. I don't see anything too crazy. Maybe something along the lines with Thomas Long here. Let's see if we can back this up and find anything. So caution's out at this point. I'm not sure what's happened. I didn't see anybody lose position. I'm not sure what happened there.
I'm not seeing anything either.
Appears that everybody's in the same position as they were before. Wonder if that was just a weird iRacing glitch. I'm not too sure, but hopefully that'll sort itself out. That may have ruined a really good green flag run there for these guys. Bryce, we had mentioned some new... sorry to cut you off there, buddy. What were you going to say?
I was just saying we were just starting to see guys spread out and, just battle for individual positions, and that's what makes racing in this league so fun, when you're just mono battling it out.
Absolutely. And what I was going to say there is we mentioned some new paint schemes this week. Jamie Howell in the 11 sporting a Dubby energy drink paint scheme this week. Can't remember what he had the last week, but I know it was not this. That is a good looking truck right there.
Yeah, that is. I think it's an upgrade from the white and pink. I want to say it was a Kidney Foundation scheme that he was running for a long time, but that black and green, that's hard to beat.
Black and green is a great combination. I will give him that. Started 5th up to 4th now. Not a whole lot of movement for him, but hey, progress is progress. Whenever you've got 100 laps of track like Dover, you just need to claim a couple spots whenever you can. And you don't have to force it by any means, especially with a hard charger up in the front like Cody Anderson, that 42. Todd Perron next to him doing a great job. You know, he led himself a couple laps there, and he'll be I think he'll be a contender this week towards the end of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you know, like always, the cream starts to rise pretty early in this league, and we're starting to see some names emerge.
Started second, went to first, led 11 laps, back to second now. We've got Brent Thompson now 4 laps down, Jordan Trask 4 laps down, Jeff Lydon 4 laps down, and Michael Campbell now 6 laps down. Little bit of pit action going on. I'm wondering if Campbell might have been the cause of that last caution. I don't believe we had anybody that far back. So he may have gotten into the wall somewhere along the track and had to pull that back in for some repairs. Unfortunately, I did not catch that one, and that's the problem with Dover. It's action's everywhere, and it's hard to keep your eye out throughout the entire track. It's not that big, but it's not the easiest to navigate. Cody Anderson and Todd Perron on the front line here, coming to the green flag. Be any second now as they're coming through. Oh, I apologize, that was turns 1 and 2, not 3 and 4. I thought we were a bit closer than what we were. We got a little bit more time here.
That's right. Here we go.
Cody Anderson, Todd Perron, Ryan Engel. Your top 3 here. Anderson on the loud pedal, getting himself a good jump. Ryan Engel's going to stay close behind and keep himself lower than that 69 truck. He's going to have that preferred line clear Todd into 1 and 2. And this is the chance for Ryan to stay right on the back end of that 42 Cody Anderson and just start turning laps. That's all you really want to do here. You know, with the DES Truck Series, there are no points for lead laps. There are no stage breaks. The only way you gain points is that final lap. As long as you can keep it clean, you should be all right. Take a look back here a little further in the pack. Everybody's kind of single filed out. A little bit of side-by-side action there towards the back. Sorry, that was... I lost who that was. Oh, right behind them. David Courtwright and Earl Lee back here battling around a little bit. Sorry, David and Jordan, actually.
Jordan 4 laps down, I believe.
Pop up here with Mark Holloway staying within that 0.2 of a second range of Jamie Howell in front of him. I'd like to see Jamie finish in the top 3 tonight so I can get him up here and ask him about that paint scheme.
Yeah, and he's always knocking at the door. I don't think he's finished worse than 10th in this league, and so, you know, with a couple big names out of contention tonight, you know, it's going to open the doors for some of these guys that we haven't got to talk to yet.
The action back here. Looks like the 05 got a little bit loose and went up the track. David Courtwright able to move under him. Sorry, Jordan Trask able to move under him. Looks like we got 2 trucks with the same paint. I wonder if that was planned by David Mueller and Jordan Trask.
Maybe we're seeing a connection form here. Or
Jamie Howell losing the position
accident.
of Mark Holloway there. on board with Jamie Howell in that W Energy Drink truck. Little bit of a gap there, but you see those top 3 guys, they're staying right in line. Now that's the preferred racing line here for the moment until this track starts to heat up a little bit. But it's just, like I said earlier, just got to turn some laps. You know, we're just coming up to a quarter of the way through this race. 25 laps out of 100. Not a whole lot of action going on at the moment. But we'll start to see some guys moving around once they come into pit and start swapping out tires, refueling these trucks. I'm not too sure how long of a stint they can go on these. I want to say anywhere from 40 to 60 laps. Sound about right to me. Maybe less depending on how hard these guys are driving these trucks through the corner. As you see, Ryan Engel getting a little bit, just a little bit loose coming through that corner. Back here with Todd Perron.
That 7 likes to drive that truck loose. I've talked to him a lot, and you know, any setup that I could barely hold on to, it's not loose enough for him.
Yeah, it's Ryan. He's been around the iRacing community for quite some time. If I believe, or if I've been told correctly, somewhere around 10 years. It's a lot of experience for that driver, so he knows just how you have to drive some of these cars to make them work. A little bit of action back here in the back. Saw Thomas Long, Michael Mueller, and Earl Lee changing positions there a little bit. Pretty good battle between those guys.
Yeah, we love to see Earl battling.
Absolutely. Earl is definitely one of the favorites in the league. He's a good guy to get along with. He's a little rough around the edges sometimes, but Earl always comes around and helps everybody out whenever he can. Back up here towards the front, we're getting pretty close again with these top 3. Ryan Engel still behind Cody, and Joseph Thompson staying right on the back door of Ryan Engel. Not letting him get too far away. Jordan Trass on the back end of the 96, David Courtwright, and we've got some action back here. That was Damon O'Brien getting into the back end of Jordan Trass. Couple laps down, and unfortunately spins him around here. Oh, Damon got into the wall before getting into the back end of Jordan. On board with the 24 here and see what kind of looked like from his perspective. Looked like he might have... Nope, looks like everybody cleared him after that, so good job by those drivers behind Jordan to not plow into that driver's side of that truck. Could have been catastrophic for him, although I think he is already out of fast repairs, possibly. I'm still confused as to why he pulled in to pit lane so early in the race. Not a whole lot of damage on the back of that 24, so he should be alright. Got some guys coming down pit road here now. Goes the 23 of Thomas Long. We've got the 9 of Garrett Stone and the 05 of Michael Mueller. Back of that pack. Guys electing to stay out for the moment. See them going by right now. Earl Lee out there in that 15. He's going to take second place for the time being. Joseph Thompson in front of him. Todd Perron in third place. See how these guys get off pit road here. Waiting for that. There we go. Cody Anderson's out first. Ryan Engel behind him, so their positions won't change. There's Todd. Jamie Howell, David Courtwright, Con Campbell, and Damon O'Brien. That was Michael Jones, the 66, and the 23. Sam Stefanides and Thomas Long. The 05 of Michael Mueller out last. A little bit of shuffle in the order here. There goes Earl Lee. Looks like he's going to elect to go down pit road now. See who ends up here in the front. Joseph Thompson staying out. 33-lap old tires. Bold call. Joseph here. Everybody else behind him on fresh tires. It's going to make it very difficult for him to really get a good jump out on this restart. But we'll see if he can handle this truck as they get going green in just a few laps.
Yeah, that's an interesting call to be the only guy that stays out at a 1 mile track. You know, maybe he's been racing a little extra Talladega this week.
Maybe so, and it is Talladega week. I can't say I blame him. I do love that track, but it can be something else for sure. On board here with Cody Anderson now in second place. See that Alien Gear logo there on the back of that 21 Ford. Take a look behind him at the front of the 7 truck. Ryan Engel there. He's been sporting the same paint scheme for a couple weeks. Todd always has some funny paint schemes. I recall last week an interesting decal I had noticed of a character that I probably shouldn't go into detail on, but if you want to check that out, I know I got a couple shots of that throughout that race. As it sits right now, Joseph Thompson in first, Cody Anderson second, Ryan Engel in third, Todd Perront fourth place, Mark Holloway in your top 5. Jamie Howell, David Courtwright, Con Campbell, Damon O'Brien, Michael Jones, bringing up the back half of the top 10. These guys are going to start getting double filed here. Cody Anderson on the outside. Should be quick and easy for him, just based off the tire age for Joseph Thompson. See how these guys handle this. Oh, excuse me. Around turn 4 now. Be green any second. Thomas Long is out to a good jump there. Got a lot better, or sorry, Joseph Thompson. A lot better jump than what I would have thought. Guys behind him, I don't know if they were playing it cautious or what the case is, but Joseph Thompson gonna take about a half-second lead right off the rip of this thing here. Todd Perront and Mark Holloway side by side going into 3. David Courtwright knocking on the back door. Takes the low side to get behind Mark. And back to the high side behind Todd. Now he's just kind of floating around here. Not too sure what kind of a move he's going to attempt to make. Back to the low side behind Mark Holloway. Keeps it on the low side, clears Todd. Well, Todd's going to drop down behind him, kind of a block there on Jamie Howell. A little bit of movement back here. Con Campbell losing a couple spots. Damon O'Brien up 1. Sam making a move to the inside. He's going to clear Con. Looks like Con might be having a little bit of an issue. Jordan Trask going to get around him shortly. He's got fresh tires just like the rest of these guys, but it just doesn't seem like he can find the line that he wants to run at the moment. Back up towards the front, Joseph Thompson still with a pretty commanding lead here. Cody is closing that door, though. Ryan Engel a little further off pace than what I would have expected, but he's also very good at saving tires, so this could be just strategy for him at the moment. Lap 40 of 100. Plenty of time left. Sorry, 41. Cody's going to get around Joseph. Go ahead.
I think if there was a stat for most laps ran in second place, it would go to Ryan Engel. That guy, that's his safety zone right there. Is just keep the leader in arm's reach.
Absolutely, and you see Sam taking the low side here. Looks like he's letting Jordan by. No need to fight with the lapped car. Michael Jones gonna get
new
around.
Paint for Michael.
Todd. Yeah, it is. A lot of new paints this week. I like the change-up. Makes it a little bit more difficult to keep up with and make the right calls, but I feel like we're doing all right up here.
Yeah, Michael worked his way all the way back up to 7th so far from being involved in that lap 1 incident.
Trask taking the low side on Damon O'Brien, going to clear him. He's working his way back through the field now, trying to get himself back to the lead lap. Still 4 down at the moment, so he's going to need a couple cautions to go his way and get to where he wants to be. Joseph Thompson now back into the 5th position after that restart. Does not appear that the call on the same tires is working out for him at the moment.
Oh,
Michael Jones into the wall back there. Still spinning around. Take a look at what happened here. Jamie kept him low, and Jamie came down. Out into the side of that 2 car. Damon O'Brien hard hit to the back end. Gonna have a lot of front end damage after that. Go back one more time and take a look on board here. Yeah, you can see just Michael kept it straight, and Jamie just quite didn't this time, unfortunately.
That's a bad day for the 2. He used his faster pair in that first incident as well.
There's going to be a little bit of damage to that W Energy Drink truck. See if he'll bring it down here on pit road, and he is. We back to the live shot here, coming in behind Damon O'Brien. Again with the Boston Bruins truck. I'm not a fan, but to each their own, I guess. I make my opinion known. I'm not afraid. Guys into the pits at the moment here. Most of this crew electing to stay out there. We got our lucky dog candidate. I believe that was Jeff Leiden for that one. He'll be 1 lap down after this. Still in contention for the next lucky dog, I believe. In other news, we have the Xfinity Series for DES tomorrow night at Talladega. Bryce, are you running tomorrow night?
Yeah, that's the plan. I've got some work things I'm trying to work through, but it's gonna be all day. I'll be trying to get home to race in that.
I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said earlier, Talladega is one of my favorite tracks. I'm a big fan of getting behind somebody and just pushing them away, and eventually, let them have that little strain of hope that they're going to come out on top of that race and come around in the last 2 laps and crush all of their dreams. It's my favorite thing to do at Talladega.
Yeah, that hasn't happened for me yet. I'm usually the guy with the dreams crushed, but that's racing.
That's what makes it fun, is never knowing who can come out on top. And as it sits right now, Cody Anderson looking great here at Dover tonight. Ryan Engel just lurking behind him, waiting for his opportunity later in this race. As we're just about halfway through it already. It's been a good one so far, though. only three cautions. We had that one that I could not find what caused it. 4 cautions, goodness. But I'm getting thrown off by that one that I couldn't figure it out. 4 cautions still not too bad. 50 laps here. Once this caution is over, I'm sure there'll be some words exchanged post-race. Well, these guys know that they've held themselves to a pretty high standard in this truck series. Up until this point, more races completed than we had caution laps. But not helping that statistic at all here tonight. But that's neither here nor there. We've got a lot of racing left to do, and these guys should make it pretty interesting towards the end. I'm looking forward to seeing what lap 90 through 100 brings to us tonight.
Yep, it's just the battle to get there. But these guys are perfectly capable of going around here and turning some really great green flag laps and making a really good show for, like you said, the last 10 laps.
Last 10 laps here with this crew is always the most fun, in my opinion. However, doing a good job of keeping me on my toes already here tonight, so we'll see if I can keep up with the finish. Cody Anderson, Ryan Engel, Mark Holloway, David Courtwright, Todd Perron, your top 5 on this restart. Green flag waving, Cody and Ryan out to another commanding restart. Great jump on that one, leaving... Oh, and we're sideways already. I believe that was David Courtwright there. If I could catch up to his name. Somehow this track stays green after that. Evidently did a good enough job to recover that truck there. And now Mark Holloway on the back door of Ryan Engel. He's looking to make some noise here. Rattle these 2 guys up. They've been running the front of this pack the whole time. David Courtwright's already regained a position on Con Campbell. Looking to take one away from Thomas Long, and he does as they're entering turn 1, sorry. Clears him out of turn 2. Got a lot of ground to make up, but David's good enough to do it, that's for sure.
That's right. It's David doesn't run all of the trucks, I don't believe, every week. It's good to see him in the lineup this week.
Absolutely is. David doesn't get a chance to make all the races, but he sure tries whenever he can, and he always puts on a show for us. Michael Jones now back to 14th. Damon O'Brien still in the pits at the moment. Courtwright gaining ground on the 21 of Joseph Thompson, who now finally has fresh tires. Perron kind of checking up to the front of this pack. Sorry, catching up to the front of this pack. Cody with a good gap on Ryan back there. Mark's still right on the back bumper of Ryan Engel. Not looking to let those guys get out of his sight. A little bit of side-by-side action back here. Jordan taking the inside on Jamie Howell. Still trying to work his way through this pack. Still 4 laps down. Michael Jones 1 lap down. Jeff Lyden 2. Damon O'Brien, Jordan, Brent Thompson 4 laps down. Michael Campbell has returned that truck to the infield. He is now in the garage. Little loose there for Jamie Howell. Recovered it nicely. Stayed in front of the 23 of Thomas Long. Kept himself in 9th position for the time being. Cody Anderson still with a dominating performance up here. About 0.4 of a second, roughly. Staying ahead of Mark Holloway, who finally got around Ryan Engel. Nice, one of these camera angles that I haven't used too often, which might work out pretty well here. Let's take a look at what the Goodyear blimp has to show for us. It's not my favorite, but it does show quite a bit of the field. It really helps you put in perspective some of these gaps between these trucks.
Yep, and like you've said before, these gaps, they might look big on camera, but when you're in the car, yeah, it does not feel like you're that far from a guy. Those gaps can get closed at any second.
Absolutely. It just takes one little slip up here, especially at a short track like Dover. You know, you're not getting a whole lot of speed. It's every mile per hour counts. You know, at a track like Talladega, you can get away with, you know, the occasional slip up, and then you can catch a draft pretty easily and get back in line and work your way back through it. But Dover just doesn't work like that. You've got to run the same racing line as consistent as possible if you want to start making any sort of progress. Bob Perron's doing a great job of that right now. He's looking to take down Ryan Engel. 66 of Sam Stefanides behind him, and Joseph Thompson in the 21 truck. Cody Anderson up there doing a great job of keeping the 56 Mark Holloway behind him. Waiting to see if Todd's going to make a move on Reiner, if he's even going to get a chance. But it does look like they're starting to catch up to the back end of Mark Holloway, closing that gap a little bit every lap. David Courtwright, Con Campbell, Jamie Howell on your screen now. Con's going to look to the inside of Courtwright. He's going to get a little tight there, come up, but he does make the move clean. So Con's going to join in the top 7 here, taking that spot away from David Courtwright. Jamie Howell looking to the inside now of Courtwright. He should get a good run out of that corner, and he does. He takes that spot away from him now too. Courtwright back to 9th. 69 of Todd Perron catching up to the back end of Ryan Engel now.
You got a prediction for this race, Logan?
If I was to say, I'd have to go with Cody. He's looking really strong right now, and with Ryan Engel kind of starting to fall back ever so slightly and then catching up, you know, he's driving those tires pretty hard. So it's going to have an effect on him later in the run, but at the same time, with Dover and 5 cautions already, it could still be anybody's ball game, but I'm going to go with Cody. How about yourself?
Yeah.
Sideways there for the 23. Sorry to cut you off. He's going to come back up the track into the outside wall. Track stays green, however. Go back just a little bit and check out what happened here. Got a little bit of assistance from the 9 car.
Might have been net code there.
Garrett Stone kind of getting into the back end of Thomas there, but did a good job of recovering it. We've got a little bit of action up front. These guys are starting to close the gap, and we're going to have about 6 cars here. 5 to 6 cars, sorry. Starting to battle for the front of this group. Anyways, Bryce, back to your prediction for this race. Who you got?
I'm just I bet on him last week, and it wasn't quite there. I'm gonna double down with Ryan Engel. You know, it's been a whole week that we haven't seen him win a race, and I think he's gonna get back in victory lane this week.
Well, whatever the case is, we are gonna have a new winner from last week. Like I said, Eldon Stewart, the Ford truck, unable to make it today due to some work. Gotta make that money. Keep this racing addiction alive. Todd Perron looking to the inside of Joseph Thompson. Still not quite clear of him yet. See how it comes out here at turn 2. still side by side. That's one of the most frustrating things in racing is whenever you make a good move on somebody and just can't quite get past them, and then you end up in a situation like this, battling side by side, and then you see those trucks in front of you just slowly fading away. Todd gets a little loose there, and Joseph takes that spot back, keeping himself in third position. A little bit further back, the 9 car of Garrett Stone. We saw him in a little bit of an issue with Thomas Long just a few laps ago. Still trying to kind of recover from that. On Campbell up here a couple spots ahead of him, looking to start hunting down the back end of Jamie Howell. He's been a pretty promising driver here tonight, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, absolutely. I know he's upgraded his system a little bit, and I think that makes a world of a difference. Is just getting out here and having the equipment. Sometimes a guy could be hindered by the equipment he had, and I know he made a couple upgrades to his rig, and I think it's paying off for him.
It sure shows tonight. He's doing a great job as Jamie Howell takes away the 4th position from Mark Holloway. Jamie with about a 13 lap difference on the tires, surely helping him out quite a bit here, making some progress on these lead guys. The top 3, Ryan Ingold, Joseph Thompson, Todd Perron. Cody Anderson looks to be in the pits at the moment as I see him dropping back quite a bit. A fresh set of tires for him and back out on the track. We'll see him start making his way through the pack pretty quickly. Ryan Engel now up here in the first position. Got himself 2 laps led so far. See how long it takes for him to start coming in. About 44 laps on these tires now. Seems to be handling it quite well. 76 out of 100 completed already. 3/4 of the way through this race here at the Monster Mile. Ryan Engel, Joseph Thompson, Todd Perron, Jamie Howell, Colin Campbell, your top 5. Look back here as we've got Michael on the back end of the 45. Brent Thompson, who is a couple laps down. Doesn't want to spend too much time messing around with him, but Brent's making some good progress now, getting around the inside of the 96, David Courtwright.
.42 back on the track.
Cody Anderson coming back out on the track in 15th position. 3 laps down for him.
That's the scary thing about green flag stops at a track like this. The laps are fast, and if it doesn't cycle correctly, it could ruin a guy's night.
Absolutely can, and you know, at some point, I feel like these guys are going to have to pit again, either off of fuel or just tire wear alone, but Cody Anderson electing to take a early pit, get that out of the way. He can make it to the end of this race now, based off of what he's got.
Absolutely, and I was just sitting here wondering which of these guys are going to be able to make it on fuel right now. Really hard to say.
Michael Mueller making an inside move on David Courtwright, takes that position away from him as you see Cody getting very close to the back end of David. Almost making contact, but gets away clean and passed him like he was standing still almost. That's what fresh tires will do for you. Cody now looking to the inside of the 05. Michael Mueller, he's going to make that pass as well. Still a lot of ground to make up, though. 3 laps down it's a lot. And if best case scenario for him at the moment, if this run continues to go green, it's his only chance. Those guys up front have to pit, and if it goes to a caution, then he's not in contention for the lucky dog. That is currently Michael Jones, who sits in 12th position, 1 lap down. So Cody needs this to go a long green flag run so he can get back out there on the lead lap after these guys come in for tires and fuel. Earl Lee collecting a new position up to 8th, passing the inside of Sam Steffanides in the 66. While Damon O'Brien back there in the mix. Cody, out of nowhere. I did not even see his truck on the screen.
That's a top 10 car.
Jamie Howell right here. Yeah, absolutely. $15 to go here at the Monster Mile, Dover, Delaware. At this point, I don't know what's going to happen. If this goes green the whole time, I don't know if some of these guys can make it on fuel. We're 50 laps in for Ryan Engel, 53 laps in for Jamie Howell. Sorry, Todd Perron. 40 laps for Joseph Thompson and Jamie Howell. And 53 for the rest of the top 10, it looks like, except for Michael Mueller.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And, you know, it's cool to see races come down to strategy like this. So, you know, hopefully it works out for Cody that, you know, he gets at least a good points finish and it doesn't bite him too hard. But it looks like we got a car coming down right now.
The 56, that would be Con Campbell, I believe. No, sorry, Mark Holloway coming into the pits. Everybody else still out there. Mark Holloway on a 54-lap stint, so... I'm going to keep an eye on the pit box time here, see what he's in there for. Hop back out here with Joseph Thompson. Got the 23 of Thomas Long looking to make an inside move. Does, clears him, slams the door on his face, but makes it clean. Thomas Long still 3 laps down, so could have just been him not wanting to get into any sort of issues there. Another lap car there of Jeff Lydon taking the high side of this track as Todd Perron looks to make a move on the low side of Joseph Thompson. These guys cannot get off of each other's door, it seems like, Bryce.
They've been battling like this for, I mean, oh, and look who just showed up.
Another one. I never saw him. I'm going to start calling Cody the Magic Man, because he just appears out of nowhere.
Yep. Let's see. He's going to be battling for a lap back here in just a second, so he's going to chunk away at it. If this goes green, I think he'll have made up a big chunk of time on the leaders.
Still 3 laps down, though, so it's not looking great for Cody. He really needs these guys to come in, but with 7 laps, you know, Ryan's got a good pace at the moment. Not too far off, less than 2 seconds. Cody just doesn't have enough time here. It's going to boil down to whether or not these guys have enough fuel. But Ryan's the type of guy, I could see him running this thing until it's completely empty. We might... If he finishes this race in first place, we might see him run out of fuel on the burnout.
That's right. And if there's anybody in here that's been watching his fuel the entire race, it's that 7 car.
We got Jamie Howell up to 2nd place now as Cody trying to take the inside of him. Jamie's not going to put up much of a fight against these 2 lap cars here. Smart move by him. He's got a great lead ahead of the 69 Todd Perron. 2.5 seconds right now, so he doesn't want to get himself in trouble. Look back here with Todd in the 69. Another good gap. He's got about a second on Joseph Thompson behind him. Con Campbell about a half second behind. Everybody's pretty well spread out right now. There's not a whole lot going on. This is the closest battle on the field at the moment. 4 to go here at Dover. Campbell gets himself up to the 4th position around Joseph Thompson. Joseph's going to get a better run through 3 and 4 there. Con stays ahead of him coming down that front stretch. Keep an eye on this at the moment as nothing's happening up front. Bryce, your prediction's looking pretty correct right now, buddy.
Yeah, if he's got enough fuel, I think he's home free. That's, you know, Ryan is always up front, and pretty much a layup for a prediction.
You can't go wrong with throwing Ryan's name in the hat, that's for certain. He always puts on a good show for us, and again, being around iRacing for so long really plays to his advantage as we are on the white flag now with a commanding lead for that 7 truck. 2.5 seconds. He can stay clean through this last corner. This race is his. Ryan Engel, your race winner here at the Monster Mile, Dover Motor Speedway. Great race by him tonight. Jamie Howell be coming in 2nd, Todd Perront in 3rd, Con Campbell 4th, and Garrett Stone made his way around the 21 car to claim the top 5. Great job by these guys today. Good to see Jamie up there in 2nd place. I'll get to ask him about that new paint scheme anyways.
That's right.
Thompson a little sideways there. Let's go take a look at Ryan and see what he's going to do for his celebration here. Maybe he had a little bit more fuel than I thought.
Yeah, looks like he's still got power. Let's see if he can, if he's gonna burn it down here.
You know, after doing a couple of these broadcasts, I think I'm going to have to host a teaching session on how to do donuts. I pride myself in my ability to swing a truck or a car around here in iRacing, and I don't know, some of these guys could use a little bit of help.
I know you're the donut guy. You know, maybe one of these days we'll see you in Victory Lane in the Xfinity Series.
Oh, I feel like that was a low blow, Bryce. I don't know how to take that one from my co-commentator here.
You know, I just said I'd like to see you there, so maybe tomorrow.
We're going to hope so. I love Talladega, so I'm looking to make a hard charge up to the front of that pack. But again, Ryan Engel takes home the win for the Saul Wall 100 here at Dover. We'll be back right after this short break just to give my voice a rest. Get back here with some interviews for your top 3. 100 laps completed at Dover Motor Speedway. Great show tonight by these guys. Not too bad of a race at all. Only 4 cautions, 4 lead changes here at Dover. I was quite surprised after seeing the start of this race. But anyways, in the 3rd position, Todd Perron. First time in the winner's circle. So we'll drag him down here, see what he's got to say about this race. And let me click the correct buttons here. I believe we've got it working now. Todd Perron, Bryce and Logan up here in the booth. How are you doing?
Hey guys, man, I'm doing good. Got a 3rd place finish out the deal.
Heck yeah, you did. Is this your first time in Winner's Circle, Todd? At least with the DES League.
No, I won the Xfinity Dover, several weeks ago by mistake, but I've been getting some top 5s.
That was the one race I didn't get to catch this year in Xfinity, so I apologize for that misinformation. But your first Winner's Circle visit for the Truck Series, I believe.
Yes, correct. So yeah, I want to apologize to the 96 on that restart. I went back and looked at the replay. It looks like maybe I went up, he went down a little bit. So if I screwed his race up, I apologize to him.
I will just have to see what anybody has to say after the race. I'm sure he won't take too much ill will from it. He still got 10th place on that. But anyways, Todd, saw you were sporting a new paint scheme this week. I kind of talked about your one from last week and suggested if anybody wanted to see that, I was not going to be in description of that. You've always got some funny ones, man. What gives you the inspiration for throwing stuff on your car like this?
Yeah, I just like to be a little different. Get out there and be seen. If I can't win, I'll just at least be seen.
You were definitely seen up here. That bright yellow car really stood out there on the track, especially whenever you were making all those passes and getting around everybody. You did a great job tonight, man. I'm glad to see you in here. And other than that, we've got Talladega tomorrow in the Xfinity. Are you gonna be with us for that one?
Oh, absolutely. Wouldn't miss it for the world. And thank y'all for all y'all do. You do a good job up there.
Hey, not a problem at all, man. We love doing this up here, and that way you guys get a chance to go back, check it out, and hopefully give me a good grade on it. But we'll see. Dover's a tough one to keep up with, that's for sure. Action everywhere. But again, 3rd place today, Todd. You did a great job, man. Started 2nd, lost 1 position, but can't be too mad about that, especially at a place like the Monster Mile.
No, sure can't. I guess I feel that I get around pretty good here. Save tires too, so that's what matters when you got the long runs.
Absolutely. Well, before we depart with you, Todd, is there anybody that might be watching you'd like to say hey to?
Hopefully my son Holden, if he is, hey, how's it going?
Awesome. Well, Todd, I'll send you back up there, and again, congratulations, P3.
Thanks, guys. See y'all next week, tomorrow night.
Todd Perron, 3rd place in the Trojan 69 truck. He's a funny guy, Anyways, let's get on to our 2nd place finisher here, Jamie Howell, in the 11 car, the Dubby Energy Drink. Love to see that. Drag him down here and see what he felt about this race. Jamie Howell, Bryce and Logan up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Doing great, man. Great race tonight. Bryce has got a couple questions for you, man.
Shoot 'em.
Hey, Jamie, first of all, congrats on your 2nd place finish. We were watching you, cheering you on that whole race. And first of all, we were wanting to talk about that new paint you're running this week.
Yeah, I actually come across them on Facebook. They were looking for some sponsors, so I told them I'd give them a shout out, run a paint scheme this week, see what happened.
Hey, a little exposure for them this week. We like that black and green car. What was it like running out there tonight? How was the track?
It was actually pretty nice. Tire wear didn't seem to go away so quickly like it did when we ran the Xfinity car. So I was kind of surprised and glad at the same time because If it wasn't for that lap car, man, like I was telling Ryan, I was coming. I was coming.
Yeah, we love to see it. You know, do you have anybody you'd like to say hey to?
Yeah, this one's for Eldon. I was kind of going for the win since he wasn't able to be here. That's why the paint scheme's kind of that color too.
Yeah, awesome. We do miss Eldon when he's not able to race with us, but hopefully he's watching. And thanks, Jamie.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I know if he was running, I'd have been like third or fourth.
We talked about him a little bit up here throughout the race, but Jamie, you did a great job tonight, man. P2 finish, started 5th, no lead laps, but you kept yourself up there in the front the whole time. I'm sure W Energy will be quite happy to see their truck up here in the winner's circle after this race tonight.
Me too. Hope we do something good for the league as well.
Certainly did. And thanks for joining us, man. I'll send you back up top, and we'll get with our race winner here.
Appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a good night.
You too, buddy. Second place finish, Jamie Howell, sporting the new paint scheme tonight. Last but not least, we have our race winner, Ryan Engel, in the 7 car. Get him down here, and I'm quite curious to see what he has to say about that fuel at the end here. So we'll get him down here and say, hey, what's up? Ask him some questions. If I could press the correct buttons, good night. Ryan Engel, Logan Bryce up here in the booth. You got a copy?
I sure do.
Hey man, how's it going? P1 finish here at Dover. You got to be feeling pretty good, right?
Oh yeah, I feel pretty good. Race wise, feelings wise, not that great. Suffering from a little bit of food poisoning.
Ooh, that's not too fun. So, with that in mind, I'll try to keep this short and sweet for you, buddy. I'm curious. Towards the end of that race, what were you looking like on fuel?
I never got the 5 laps to go, so I reckon I was good. I didn't really think to check that. I wasn't thinking that far in advance tonight. So
we saw Cody Anderson take an early pit around lap 70 or so.
Yep.
And I really didn't think that you guys were going to make it on fuel. I don't know what his pit was for.
Well, his pit was for packet loss. He actually dropped.
That makes sense, and that's unfortunate for him. We saw you and him up there battling the whole night, and all of a sudden he just was at the back of the pack.
Yeah, we were really close on speed all race long. It was just, I'd try to maintain pace and everything, kind of manage the field. But yeah, it was going to be a good close race to the end. And all of a sudden, just blinked out of nowhere, he was gone. Lost. I just think he just lost a couple laps, and then right back. But with no cautions, it's impossible to make that up.
Yeah, and at that point where he wasn't in contention for the lucky dog. So, it's in my head it was pitting for fuel and then hoping that it would go green for you guys to have to come in and pit for fuel, but it just didn't happen for him. But now that I know the full story, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, we were trying to figure out the fuel strategy on that last stop that we all came in. We figured if nothing really happened, we should be able to make it. And then I think we had one more caution after that, so we called it good, I believe. I don't remember. Maybe.
I figured this track would come down to a lot of strategy, but other than that, racing line, you did a great job. And did the line ever change throughout this race? It seemed like you guys pretty well stuck to the bottom the whole time. I didn't quite check back on the weather, but just kind of run me through it before we depart with you.
Yeah, I think the weather maintained pretty consistent, but I felt like the grip kind of shifted around a little bit. The bottom felt good, but you could run the middle. I like to do a middle and then cut low off. That's just what I've always done. Typically coming out of the corners here where the banking falls away, you can really scrub a right front tire. So I try to cut low and straighten up, get as close straight of a launch as possible down the straightaway to keep that from happening. Hoping to maintain tires to the end. But yeah, the track was good. The racing was good. Had a few bit of cautions, but you can expect that from Dover being the monster mile.
It was a fun one to watch for sure, and you did again a great job tonight controlling that truck and coming away with a race win. And not the first, and certainly won't be the last that we see of you up here. So again, great job, Ryan, otherwise known as Shaggy to everybody else in the league. We'll before you go, anybody you'd like to say hey to?
Well, I appreciate you guys putting on the broadcast. Demon, everybody for running the league, and everybody that helps out, Brent for growing everything. And good job to Jamie and Todd. We had a good mix of people up in the top this week. It was a lot of fun to run with everybody. But yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you guys.
Hey, not a problem at all, man. And one more time, congratulations, Ryan. We'll see you tomorrow night, Talladega in the Xfinity cars.
That's right, home track.
Alrighty, buddy. Well, we'll catch up with you later. And other than that, Bryce, is there anything you'd like to say here tonight before we get out of here?
No, like always, thanks to DES for everything they do for putting on good races, for all the fun in the Discord, and thanks to Logan, volunteering your time and your skills and putting on a dang good broadcast.
Absolutely no problem, my man. This is a fun time up here. And real quick before we go, we'll go through the results here. Ryan Engel, race winner. Jamie Howell, second place. Todd Perron in third. Colin Campbell coming away with a fourth place finish. Garrett Stone behind him in fifth. Joseph Thompson fell back to sixth after he led a couple laps there. Earl Lee made his way up to seventh. Michael Mueller, the new guy, in the 05, eighth position. Sam Steffenides, another new guy, right behind him in ninth. And to round out the top 10, the 96 of David Courtwright. Back half of this field, the two-car, Michael Jones. Mark Holloway in the 56 coming in 12th. Cody Anderson, 13th position after running most of that race up front. I think he had the most laps led this race, so it's unfortunate that he had that packet loss issue. Hopefully he'll get that sorted out and be back and better than ever for tomorrow at Talladega. Thomas Long in the 14th position. Jeff Lyden, 15th. Brent Thompson, fan favorite, back there in 16th position. Didn't get to talk about him a whole lot after that first accident and using that fast repair. I think he got caught up in one or two more and just kind of put him behind the pace of everything. Damon O'Brien back there in the 00 in 17th. Jordan Trask in 18th. Found out he had a black flag issue after that first lap. Unfortunate to see him back there. He is also a top contender for this league. Just didn't work out for some reason. I'll have to do some research and figure out why that black flag occurred. But he'll be back tomorrow afternoon for the Xfinity at Talladega race as well. Michael Campbell in the 76 and Bryce Todriff. Buddy, we got to teach you how to join these races and not get on the grid.
Yep, it's a learning experience.
Bryce Todriff not on the field tonight. Indeed, up here in the booth with us, bringing you the commentary. If you enjoyed tonight's stream, please be sure to give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss another one. We run these things every weekend. This is week 5 out of 10 for the Truck Series. I believe we're going on week 9 out of 14 or 15 tomorrow night for the Xfinity Series. Feel free to stop in, say hey. We've got Damon O'Brien and Brent Thompson in the booth tomorrow. Myself, I'll be on the track, thankfully. But other than that, we hope you guys enjoyed the stream tonight. The DES iRacing League. See that up there in the top left, racedes.com. If you are interested in joining, just follow that link. You'll find the link to the Discord. You can stop in, say hey, get signed up. We'll get you all squared away. But past all that, thank you from everybody at DES for tuning in tonight. Hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to catch you on the next one. Good night.